guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match analysis from the match yesterday between Barcelona and Real Betis in the Copa del Rey round 16, which of course saw Barcelona display one of their best performances of the year and also advancing into the quarterfinals. We're going to discuss some of the players' individual performances in this match, the team performance, as well as some general news around, of course, the 5 key things that we did learn from this game. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me 2 kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Now, the first thing that we learned from this match of the team is actually using the confidence from the Super Cup win against Real Madrid this past weekend. It was seen in the display last night. You can see here the players' ratings on SofaScore throughout the game. Everyone scoring in the green, which of course means a consistent, strong performance throughout the team. Of course, the average positioning in this game was very evident as well. On the left-hand side is the starting lineup. Right-hand side is with the substitutions. Left-hand side, again, you can see that it was Dani Olmo playing as a false 9. Everything else was pretty much straightforward. But again, Raphinha very much is an inside forward in this game. Like I mentioned in my match review yesterday, he's basically playing as like a left forward. He was never touching the wing at this point. And of course, you can see Lamine Yamal, who was holding the width. You can see how wide he is compared to Raphinha, who was tucked inside a lot because he was occupying a lot of that space that Dani Olmo was leaving, since he was dropping so deep. You can see there he's as deep as the legs of Pedri and Gavi, but it also shows how deep Gavi was as well for being the 10. He needs to be, of course, linking up a bit more forward. With the sub as well, it's pretty self-explanatory to say the least. Now, if you take a look at some of the stats from this match, firstly, Barcelona did have, of course, 69% of the possession with 3 big chances created, 18 total shots with 2 goalkeeper saves, 8 corner kicks, 10 fouls, 648 passes, 16 tackles, 8 free kicks, 2 yellow cards. And you can see in the middle there the shot map of those 18. 9 of them were on target, 1 of them hit the woodwork, 3 of them were off target, while 6 of them were blocked. There was 13 inside the box and 5 outside the box. So again, the areas you can see there in the shot map, very similar, all congested in between the 6-yard line, so as to be expected. You can see on the right hand side the heat concentration for Barcelona. Again, a lot of it's spent in the middle of the park, but favoring the right hand side a bit more. You can see there with the Lamine Yamal being on the wing, it is a bit brighter green than it is on the other side. In the match, Barcelona did score 2 of their 3 big chances created. They of course ended up missing 1, had 1 through ball, 29 touches in the penalty area, 3 final third entries, and also 8 offsides. I have to say that Betis did catch Barcelona a lot offside. Of course, there were a lot of VAR decisions that we will talk about in just a few seconds. So they're kind of pulling a bit of a Barcelona move on Barcelona in this game. Now, in the match, the ball was spent 42% in the middle of the park, with 33% in the Betis final third, 25% in the Barcelona final third. And Barcelona also had 581 accurate passes, 17 throw-ins, 69 final third entries, 80% final third phase completed, 65 long balls, which is actually pretty high success rate for Barcelona, and 20 successful on crosses. We won half our duels, with half of them being on the ground and a bit underneath half in the air, and tackles won about half as well. So it's quite clearly seen by the stats here that it was a comfortable and also dominant win for Barcelona. But like I mentioned, there is a bit of a controversy around this game in revolving around VAR. I want to quickly touch upon the 3 big decisions. Firstly is the Kounde one. A lot of people are saying that it's an overreaction, the lines weren't drawn correctly. Look, in the end, it is a bit frustrating, it's a bit annoying, but thankfully we of course went on to win the game. If we did not win the game, let's say we drew the game or God forbid lost this game, the controversy and the discussion would have been absolutely the roof. I think even Kounde posted a little joke about it on on his Instagram story saying that, oh, at Adidas, I gotta, make our boots smaller. We gotta talk about the design. So I mean, it's fine margins. Again, it's the rule of the game. You can't really criticize the technology. Of course, when it's incorrect, like it was for Lewandowski against Sociedad, where they drew the lines wrong, you can of course criticize it. But in this scenario, it sucks. It's a toe offside. We've seen other ones given this close in other leagues as well. It got done by us. It is what it is. Now, the other decision, of course, was Lamine Yamal goal. Was it Lamine Yamal's goal? I forget who actually scored the goal. Yeah, I think it was Lamine Yamal who scored from the Frenkie de Jong assist. It was pulled back for this offside. Again, as you can see here, offside. But again, fine margins. But people are complaining that how far back they went back for the offside. Look, it was still part of the same phase of play. People are saying, oh, it was 21 passes ago, but at the end of the day, when you move like Barcelona and you move the pass so quickly and so accurately, it makes it seem like it's still in the same area. The ball didn't go out, it didn't take a deflection to another direction. So in the end, it was correctly, I think the decision of VR was correct here. And then also, of course, in the end, we got a decision on our side here as well. The jump here by the defender was not enough, and it does, of course, keep Lamine Yamal onside for the 5th goal. Again, quite clearly onside there. From the actual TV angle, it looked like he was off from the lean, but as you can see here from the direct angle, it was correctly given as no offside. So I don't think there can be really too much criticism on VAR last night. I think it did its job rightly, and again, 2 decisions not going our way, then 1 going our way. We do rely on VAR a lot based on our game, so I don't think it was that incorrect. It's just a bit annoying for the Kounde one. But when it's actually wrong, like the Lewandowski Sociedad situation, that's where you can have, real uproar. But I think last night we can go out and we can, leave it be. Now, I do want to discuss some of the post-match quotes from this game as well. Firstly, from the players, we had Kubarsi, Gavi, and Gerard Martin speak to the media. Gavi said a lot of interesting things. He said the game went well, as it should have. We didn't deserve our last defeats at home. The balls just wouldn't go in, highlighting the Atletico Madrid game and also the last Betis game where we drew 2-2 at the Benito Villamarin. Of course, we showed it in the he said that can the fans continue to dream about this team? He said that, yeah, of course. We showed it in the Super Cup. We showed it in every game. We have to continue at this level. Our goal is to win as many titles as possible. This was a complete match for us. We did what we had to do, and we had to continue like this in every match. Then asked about Lamine Yamal, is he the best player in the world? He said right now he is. He said there's no other better player in the world apart from Leo Messi compared to Lamine Yamal. And the comparison, of course, is idiotic. He did actually say that. Then asked on the future of Araujo, because of course he was seen on the movie star clip of him telling Araujo to stay in the Super Cup celebration. And he said, look, Araujo wants to stay at Barcelona, and I'm sure he will. People can relax. A lot of journalists make up stories, but I was always trusted on what Ronald said. Well, to know what Ronald have said to them, because the media was saying otherwise, and so was the club as well. So it's kind of the worst against. They kind of like the players like to make the media look bad when the decision does not go their way, but in the end, it's hard to make up stuff consensuous with everyone. And you have journalists in Italy and England saying the same thing as well. It's hard to, get in contact with them. Hey, we're playing this prank. Let's try and do this together, kind of thing. But it is what it is. I don't care if we face Real Madrid in the quarterfinals or in the finals. Our attitude will be the same, to go out and win. We'll see if Real Madrid do win their game later on today or not. Kubarsi came out after the game saying that we can't stop pushing. We played really well. We want to show people that we are in good form after winning the Super Cup. Gerard Martin said the same thing as well. We're very happy to carry over this momentum. We knew winning the Super Cup was an important start in our journey of the new year. So good quotes there from the players. Also some quick quotes again from the manager saying that I like the team's performance. We know it would be a difficult game after Sunday as we would be a bit disconnected, but we saw the team's mentality. The players are very professional. Could not agree more there. Of course, in this moment, I've seen this team mentality be a bit on the ropes. They tried to put pressure on us, Betis, but we did very well. We played confidently from the back, and our build-up play was really good. Today was an important game after the win against Madrid to see how the team recovered. It's great to see how they played from the start. Dani Olmo has to play the false 9. He's done it, of course, from the national team. You can see that we had an extra player in the midfield. The spaces between the players was perfect. Then as on the future of Ansu Fati, and at the start of the season, I said he was doing very well, but with these injuries that he's had, he needs to train and show that he's improving. And now we have fewer injuries, and I make my decisions based on what I see in training. So he's very much a moments manager, you could say. Then ask on Pedri, and the Pedri is everywhere. It's incredible how he understands football. When you see the data, you appreciate how much he runs. Just by watching him, you see the amazing things that he does. Of course, I highlighted that in my match review yesterday. Araujo had a contract for another year and a half. I never doubted his future. I'm glad he's here. You can tell that Araujo's return is appreciated by the fans, and of course, the team does as well. He gives us something special. There are amazing atmosphere today in the stadium. I was surprised when I saw everyone pull out their flashlights on their phone. It was a really nice thing to see. It's really, I think there's a really good connection between the fans and the squad, and that's a great thing to see as well. I'm happy that Jong played well today. It's a step forward in the right direction for him. Finally, he was asked a little bit of a joke, why didn't Szczesny play, and he replied with a little bit of banter saying that when Szczesny doesn't play, Lewandowski doesn't play either. He's just, I'm just kidding, Lewandowski was just rested today. So I kind of feel bad for Flick because he makes these jokes in the press conferences, but no one laughs. I think it's just, a bit of lost translation there. But again, confirming that Lewandowski was just rested and there's no real injury there. Now, the second thing that we learned from this match is how useful Frenkie de Jong can be to the squad when he is on his day. I believe this was his first 90 minutes of football since his return to injury. I'm not quite sure if he played 90 minutes against Barcelona. Maybe he did, but you could say at the highest level because Barcelona are quite a lower division side. He played 90 minutes, of course, and got a 7.2 score rating because he was beat for his heat map all over the midfield. Had 106 touches in this game, 93% pass accuracy, only misplacing 7 passes, had 1 key pass. He had the 2 long balls, completed both of them, 6 ground duels, completed 3 of them. He had the 3 aerial duels and won all 3 as well. Lost position only 8 times. Committed 1 foul and also fouled himself once as well. He had 1 interception and 2 tackles. What I liked most about Frenkie de Jong in this game was his progressive runs. Of course, with him being naturally, you could say, more of an 8 than a 6, when he's in those positions in the 6 where he can make those runs forward, he did it. We saw a lot in the second half as well. We saw the connectivity between him and Raphinha down the left-hand side. But a lot of good composure from him. He was very calm on the ball, winning the ball back as well, being very conservative with his decision-making on the pitch as well in regards to his passing. And this is what we want to see from Frenkie. It looks like right now he's kind of the second option to Casado, which again, rightfully so, but I don't think really the pivot position is his best area. Again, we saw him dropping deep a lot between the 2 center backs, between Kubarsi and Araujo, Kubarsi and Eric Garcia as well. But again, I think he had a very, very solid game. Gonna get the assist that was ruled out as well. Would have been more credit and more probably score ratings for him if that registered assist was a reality. But overall, I think he played a really, really good game. But again, this is only the first step. Before the game, of course, the Araujo news that he's staying. He's the only player right now that's future is in absolute limbo. At the moment, absolutely nobody knows. And again, this game, knowing that he was going to start this game, he needed to make a good performance, and he did so. He, of course, played a very good performance when he came on in the Clásico when we won 4-0 in the Madrid game. This is probably his best performance after that. So in about 3 months, he finally drops a good game, and hopefully he can build on this. Now, the third thing that we learned from this game is how well Gavi works for Barcelona off the ball in winning back possession and also stopping a lot of the opposition's transition. Now, in this match, he got 7.5 score rating. You can see from his heat map basically covering the whole entire midfield since he was playing the 10. But again, if you look at where the majority of his time was spent, a lot of those times in the deeper areas, despite being the most advanced midfielder. And in the match, he played 72 minutes, had 1 goal, 45 touches, 94% pass accuracy. He only misplaced 2 passes. He had 1 key pass. He did the 1 crossing completed. He also attempted 3 long balls and completed. Had 1 shot on target. He committed 6 ground duels and won 2 of them. Lost it in 4 times. Committed 2 fouls and fouled himself once. Also had 2 interceptions and completed 1 tackle as well. This is what we missed a lot last season, and when I see Gavi play so well now, I start to think that if last season he didn't do his ACL, would have been different. Would we have knocked out PSG? Would we have survived Bilbao in the cup? Would we have done better in the league? No one will know, but his impact is greater than ever. I'm seeing a lot of people right now making shouts that he is better now after the ACL than he was before. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I think honestly he's still the same player. I don't see any drastic difference, but again, his work rate is just unbelievable, and you can see, I just want to bring that one more time up, the heat map. It's just that the final third of Barcelona, the final third of Betis, that middle of the park right there, completely covered. It's just astounding and staggering for a player to do this, and again, doing it at a high level for a consistent period of time is crazy. We see players who can probably do it for 20-30 minutes, then they get tired, they get cramps, they get subbed off, or whatever the case may be, or they slow down a bit. And for example, one that I remember is Ander Herrera, when he used to man mark Eden Hazard United versus Chelsea back in the day. He'd be on him for like half an hour. Then after that, he slowed down, be tired, and that's when Hazard would probably turn up with a goal or an assist. But Gavi isn't like that. His engine is absolutely unbelievable and also very underrated for this Barcelona team. And I think with that being said, he could be a genuine starter. I think if we have a UCL final tomorrow, based on the form and based on how important Gavi is, Hansi Flick would probably start him. Now, the fourth thing that we learned from this game is that the Dani Olmo experiment in the false 9 did work. However, will it work in the elite games, or should be just used for rotation against these lesser teams where the midfield is going to be tight to overload it, and against the lower oppositions? That's more of a question for the manager. But in this match, Dani Olmo did get an 8.5 score rating, played the whole entire 90 minutes. You can see from his heat map, of course. all over the Betis half, let alone the pitch, just the Betis half. All over. And again, we saw that, of course, in the average positioning at the beginning of the video. In the match, he played 90 minutes, had 2 assists, 2 shots on target, 3 shots off target. He attempted 3 dribbles, completed 2 of them, hit the woodwork once, 72 touches, 87% pass accuracy, 2 key passes. He also attempted 2 long balls, completed both of them, attempted 5 ground duels and won 3 of them, lost possession 14 times, which is quite a bit, was never fouled, and committed a foul. He did not commit a foul, but was fouled himself once, and also had 2 interceptions. Again, the quality of Dani Olmo, we already know from the season how good he is and why he was the only signing for Barcelona last season. We're also seeing now in these key areas how effective he can be. Despite the fact he played at the false 9, for me, all those numbers for me scream number 10 number. So if he's playing in the 10, I feel like that's a bit more better and more suited to his game. He did, of course, miss a few chances in this game, gave the ball away quite a few bit at times as well, which is kind of comparable to Lewandowski. But again, would Lewandowski have scored those 2 chances, the 2 big chances that he missed? Nobody knows, but those ones should have been converted. I think if he gets a goal in this game, he probably passes the false 9 test with 10 out of 10, but that lack of decisiveness in the final third is what you need. And in big games like this, if you miss those chances, they will come back to haunt you. But I still think he had a fantastic game. I loved his runs forward as well. When a lot of time he picked up the ball in the arch of the Betis half, and he just slugs the ball so quickly, sprays it out wide, perfection. His control was great, but in those tight areas when he was getting pressed, he was losing the ball quite a bit. And that's where Lewandowski's experience as a pure striker with his hold-up play comes to effect, where, of course, with Dani Olmo, it doesn't work. But what Flick said in his press conference, he wanted to overload that midfield to, of course, combat the midfield 3 of Betis, to have, a 4v3 in those scenarios. It worked, credit to him, but long-term, in a permanent basis, I don't see it being a scenario. I think he will only do it in games where he believes will combat the opponent. But overall, fantastic game from him, but I cannot wait to see him back in the 10 with Lewandowski ahead of him, to see the chances created and also see how good his movement is in the final third as well. And the 5th and final thing that we learned from this match is that since the departure of Leo Messi in 2021, for the first time since then, Barcelona have the best player in the world on their team, on form you could say, and it is, of course, Lamine Yamal. Got an 8.6 SOFA rating, as you can see from of course, playing on the right wing. Played 77 minutes in this game, 1 goal, 1 assist, but also had a couple of disallowed assists and disallowed goals as well. We'll keep that in mind. 1 shot on target, 2 shots blocked, attempted 7 dribbles and completed 5. I'm going to stop right here. I remember doing these kind of reviews for Messi. He'd have like 14 dribbles attempted and completed all 14. Like, it's just... We're praising him for having, again, he's 17, 7 dribbles, 5 completed. That's, of course, fantastic numbers. But Messi having like 14, 15 attempted completed is just crazy. Anyways, back to Lamine Yamal, 46 touches, 83% pass accuracy, 3 key passes, had the 3 crosses, completed 1 of them, 10 ground duels, completed 6, lost possession also 14 times, very similar to Lamine Yamal. Did not commit a foul, but was fouled himself once, was offside 5 times in this game as well. So maybe I have to watch the line a little bit here, but we're, of course, seeing a generational talent. Now, a lot of people say that, oh, Raphinha Ballon d'Or campaign, if we win, if we win the lot, we win the Champions League, he wins the Ballon d'Or. I think Lamine Yamal is really in this conversation. I do believe that we are very successful this season in terms of trophies, since there is no international tournament this summer. Lamine Yamal could be the youngest player in the history of the sport to win a Ballon d'Or, and the first player to win the Ballon d'Or at Barcelona post-Messi, which, if you told me Lamine Yamal when Messi left, of course, I wouldn't have believed you, but his performances are just at a high level. And to some Lamine Yamal, in very simple terms, without him, I wouldn't say we're nothing, but we're very different and not as effective. Despite Lamine Yamal maybe could have been a bit more decisive in this game in key areas, like I mentioned in the match review yesterday, his output and composure in those crucial areas, in those 1v1 battles, is out of this world. It's the best I've seen in those final areas, apart from, of course, Leo Messi. And he's just so important to this team. An injury to him, we're cooked. We, of course, saw that twice this season, and it was very evident in both scenarios as well, that without Lamine Yamal, we have no creativity, we have no natural width as well. From the heat map as well, like I mentioned, the average positioning, should I say, sorry, in the beginning of the video, Raphinha basically playing as a second striker, if Lewandowski, of course, was playing. Nobody holds the width, no one has that natural 1v1 ability. It's all on Lamine. That's also why it's very important that we sign a left winger in the summer as well, so we don't always have to rely only and solely on Lamine, but he's just on a different planet right now, and with his form, hopefully if it does continue this way, we could be in for a very successful season. So that was a match analysis from the match yesterday between Barcelona and Real Betis in the Copa del Rey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss alongside those 5 key points that I did mention in the video. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca. Yeah.